Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gio, and every day I teach you guys why the market moves the way that it does. Today, I want to address one of the most popular questions or concerns that I'm seeing online, which is, has the bull run ended? And I want to address this question in a very objective, non-BS fashion, because that's what we do here on this channel. I am not here to BS you. So if you like the content and you appreciate the honesty, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And if you're interested in joining the Nexus, which is my VIP Discord, where I give you guys my updates, my real-time updates, my levels, my live streams, my trades, what I'm doing, the link for that is in the description down below. Let's talk about Bitcoin and let's answer the question, has the bear market begun, or is the bull run over? And if you look at Bitcoin, right, on the daily time frame, you could say undeniably, how could this even be a threat? How could the bull run even be a threat? And the answer is, when you look at the altcoins, they don't look as nice as Bitcoin, okay? So despite me being right about all of the altcoins, saying that altcoins will make new bear market lows, it happened to be 1 year later that I was right about it. Bitcoin is still very, very strong. So we're going to discuss Bitcoin because there's undeniable proof that this cycle so far, especially because Bitcoin dominance continues to rise, this is a Bitcoin run. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, okay? Right now, it's important to understand your structure on Bitcoin. On the daily time frame, for the first time in over a year, the daily time frame has flipped bearish, okay? That being said, your swing structure on your weekly time frame is still low, high, higher low, higher high, and we're going to make this in red, okay? So the daily's in yellow, the weekly's in red. What does this mean? This means that price is allowed to come all the way down to 49K while still remaining bullish on the weekly time frame. It is even able to SFP this low on the weekly time frame, and then you are still allowed to target 109,000 to make a new all-time high. Now, technically, based on structure, this would still be bullish, and in fact, I think it would be very bullish for Bitcoin, especially because remember, Bitcoin has not gone down for 2 years straight. This is the very first retracement that we're even getting, okay? So while everybody's panicking and worried that the bull run is over, I'm here to tell you, I don't believe that the bull run is over quite yet, but I do have a line in the sand. This idea that Bitcoin may touch 49K, I don't like that idea. Why? Because although based on structure, it would technically be bullish, it doesn't make sense to come back to 49K without the bull run being over. And I want to explain why. Here on your range that we had last year, Bitcoin ranged for 8 months. It took 8 months of accumulation to send price and break it up towards beyond $100,000. The thought process is, if the market makers had true intention on continuing this Bitcoin rally, why should they need to come back down, take 49K, take that low, only to send price higher? Why would this 8-month consolidation, this 8-month period where the market makers were clearly accumulating, not be enough to continue price higher? Why do we need to come back to this level? And so for that reason, I don't think that the 49K level is going to get hit. Now, you might say that sounds ridiculous. And okay, I mean, you could say that, but when we were at 110K and I was talking about how this top looks very much so like the 2021 top and how we could expect a 50% pullback potentially. And, people didn't like that either. When I said Bitcoin could see 70s and even 60s again, people said that was ridiculous. So it's all perspective, right? I keep it as objective as possible. I don't like the idea of Bitcoin coming down to touch that 49K level. And so for me, my line in the sand is simply put right here. Why is 66.8, give or take, my line in the sand? Because if we come back to this same accumulative range, this was our very last sell to the buy that created this move to the upside. This area right here is our unmitigated area of demand, and I see no reason for the market makers to push price lower than this final sell to buy if the bull run is going to be intact. Now, that being said, that does not mean that we cannot SFP this low. You're allowed to SFP this low, and I'm going to say that it has to SFP on the daily time frame. If you start getting daily candle closes below 66.7 whatever, then at that point, I'm going to say the likelihood of the bear market actually being here significantly increases, because although your weekly time frame structure remains bullish, my expectation after something like that would happen would just be a lower high to then make a lower low. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. This is my line in the sand, 66,778. If you start closing daily candles there with conviction, it's not a good look for Bitcoin. What could change my thought process on this idea? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter if you thought we could never come to 80K. Here we are. It doesn't matter if you never thought we would ever see 100K. There we were, right? Here's how I'm going to be playing my overall narrative, my overall bias. As of right now, I do not believe that we are in a bear market. We could be. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, with definitive, no, we don't know, right? Because like I said, your weekly structure may just prevail. So here's what I'm going to do. Because we've ranged around here for a few days, and we are at the low of the range right now, by the way. And I was saying that I think we're going to range here, by the way. Your daily structure had some time to develop. Remember, for the first time in over a year, your daily time frame has just flipped bearish. Your new daily high resides at 95K. So what does that mean? That means that because you're SFPing right here on the daily time frame low, if you start getting, for example, 4-hour market structure flips, which we're fighting it right now. If you start getting above 84, 85K, I see no reason why we will not rotate up towards 94, 95, 96, maybe like 90, 98, 99K. We might get up there. If your daily structure flips back to bullish, which it would look like this, then I would say we are likely going to come and take a new all-time high. Okay. If your daily time frame does not flip back to bullish, if you SFP this high at 95K, you're coming lower and you're coming to at least $74,000 in my opinion, at the very least. And I would expect to get some form of reaction from this level. However, if we fail it miserably, or if we start closing daily candles below my line in the sand, which is 66,778, then my expectational order flow is lower high to make a lower low. I think we pack it up, and I genuinely believe that everything is going to zero. That's what I would be watching for on the daily time frame on Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin were to flip the daily time frame bullish and then flip it straight back to bearish, I think it's over. I think the bull market is over. The bear market is here. If Bitcoin SFPs this high and then we come down to here, there's a possibility that the bull run remains intact. And then we could potentially do something like that. Very, very possible if something like that were to happen. But I'm primarily going to be watching swing failure patterns of this low. And I'm primarily going to be watching what happens at 95K if we make it back up to 95K. If you SFP this high, it's really not great. And then you're going to come down to this level, and we're going to wait to see what kind of reaction we get here. You start closing daily candles here, say hello to the bear market. I don't think at that point you're going to see a new all-time high. So for me, I'm watching 66,778 is my line in the sand. You start closing daily candles below there, I'm sorry guys, I think it's all over. And I don't even think that they're going to come back up to recover any of this liquidity, especially on the altcoins. I've been very vocal about everybody being way too, what's the word? Why can't I think of the word right now? I'm not even going to edit this out. Entitled. And it's the proof is in the pudding right now. Everybody that slandered me for a year saying, Gio, you missed the boat. Well, now I'm able to buy your altcoins off of you capitulating for a lot cheaper. So, I think it's important to be aware of the cycles. I think it's important to be aware of, what's happening with Bitcoin. And I think it's very important to remain objective and understand that, yeah, the bear market might actually be here, and you're going to have to make some adjustments to your plans if the bear market is here, because I can tell you a lot of the altcoins have dropped, but a lot of the altcoins, there's a long way to zero. Okay, there's a long way to zero. So that's what I think. 866, 778 is my line in the sand. Let me know what you think down in the comments down below. Just be prepared to back it up, okay? Leave me evidence. Show your work the way that I did. For me, 66, 778 is my line in the sand. Have a good day, everybody. Happy trading, and I'll see you guys in the next video.